Well, hello, guys. It's another Sunday, another episode 11, I believe. I think I'm 100% correct on that. Episode 11, yeah?
Affirmative.
Okay. This is Kim here with Odingo, and we are we're doing relationship matters. So today's topic, baby, you've chosen this one. I'll let you have the lead on that. So we're talking about what do you bring to the table?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to give us a little bit more info about that? What do you mean by that?
Well, I was having a thing during the week, and we do, in relationship matters, we don't hold anything back.
No, we don't.
We are not afraid to tackle technical subjects. We're not afraid to tackle tough subjects. We do tough talk. We do very gentle talk. We do guidance speaking sometimes, and sometimes we are happy to just give a little advice.
Yeah.
So,
but it's always from the heart.
It's always from the heart,
Yeah.
and it's always from a good place,
Always
and
from
it's
a good
always
place.
meant to educate. Some people say it even entertain. That's fine, but we're always trying to see how we could help, support, and assist as best as we can.
Oh, yeah,
And we want to try to water the seeds of good that everyone have in them, right?
I like where this is going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so when I was during this week, I had a conversation with someone, and then I was reflecting. And while I was reflecting, I thought that it might be really nice to just have a relationship matters subject of personal reflection.
Personal reflection. Okay.
Right. Let me explain myself a little bit more. Now, you're in a relationship, or you're looking for a relationship, or you've been in relationships
Before.
and they ended.
Yeah.
And every time you reflect and you look at those relationships, you always feel like someone did you wrong, they did you dirty. You're looking for a relationship and you just can't find the right person. You just can't find someone that makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, and now you're looking at the potential for relationships for yourself. But sometimes we need to take a really hard look at what is happening with us.
Because sometimes what you're trying to say is that you could be the problem why your relationship is ending.
You could be the problem.
You could be the problem.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. So when you say what do you bring to the table?
Yeah.
Yeah. So can you elaborate on that a little bit, baby, in terms of bringing something to the table?
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Well, let's put it this way. Everybody is looking for something. Every man. So a lot of women tend to believe that every man is looking for the same thing in a woman.
They just have to pum pum.
Yeah, exactly. That's technically what women think that men are looking for.
God.
But that's not the case.
Yeah.
Different men are looking for different things.
It's true.
Some men are looking for a bit of fun. Some men are looking for a woman to call their own. They don't care if that woman treat them like a dog. They just want somebody to call
Baby,
their
no
own.
one wants you to treat them like a dog.
No, I'm not saying that nobody wants you to treat them like a dog. But, there are some men who will tolerate anything just because they don't want to be alone. They're just lonely and they just want a partner.
Oh,
they don't
wow.
really care.
Yeah.
They will take, I'm just saying.
For me, that's a level of desperation. I think that's a different topic.
Yeah, but then that's loneliness. that's loneliness personified in that scenario.
Okay.
Right.
Moving on.
Right. But what I'm saying is, what do you bring to the table? Now, if a man or a woman, because I'm not being gender biased at all, a man or a woman is looking for a partner, you looking for a wife, or you looking for a girlfriend, are you just looking for companionship, or are you looking for friends with benefit? Each one of those partnerships that you're trying to look for comes with a different kind of treatment. It comes with a different kind of approach, and it comes with a different kind of person that you have to be.
Okay.
To, number one, attract. Number two, when you are with that person, if you're gonna deal with them a certain way, it has to represent what you are looking for.
Okay.
Right? So what do you bring to the table? You're looking for a wife, you have to come as a husband And you can't wait until you put the ring on the finger to be a husband. You have to be a husband before.
You have to start acting like a husband before.
Because women are not stupid. And a woman, you're looking for a husband. You can't be behaving behaving any way at all. Behaving in a way that is not in line with what our wife will not behave. So if you want to be a wife, you have to start.
But you still want to live a single lifestyle. You want to still, don't call me, don't check on me. Listen, I have the right to do what I want to do. I can go out with my friends every night. Sometimes I think we come into the relationship. I think I used to do that when I first started dating. I remember when I first got married. It hit me one time because I was so used to doing my own thing.
Yeah.
You know, when you're just used to doing your own, listen, you don't have to give no explanation to anybody because you've been living by yourself for so long and you've just been doing your own thing. You know, single life, bachelor life, that kind of lifestyle, exactly. If you know what I mean. And then when you move in with someone, all of a sudden now you feel as if like you have to tell someone, oh, I'll be back at so-and-so, or you have to send somebody a gentle text to say, I'll be out until 11. Or now you have to give people info that you didn't think you needed. And you know, the funny thing is, when you feel like a child again. You feel like a child again, or you feel like it's like you have to report to a parent. You know, exactly. Yeah. But the funny thing is, it took me a while to adjust to that. Yeah, because it's like, I remember when my ex used to make a fuss about, well, where you going? I used to just get dressed and go. Yeah. You know, like for me, I was getting dressed to go somewhere.
You're grown. I'm grown.
No,
that's my business.
Friday night, I'm going out. You know what I mean? And then afterwards, it's like, you know, then we have an argument. Well, where you going? And then I'm thinking, why do I have to tell? But it took me a while, like you said, the maturity stage for me to then realize, you know what? He's not actually wrong. He has the right to ask me where I'm going.
Can I ask you a question?
You know? Yeah.
Were you pushed at all to, because we're just speaking.
Yeah.
Do you think you were pushed at one point? Was there a situation where you probably looked at, well, if he just dress and say he's going out, I want to know where he's going. Did that kind of cross your mind? Like, if the roles were, if it was reversed?
I think so to some degree, to be quite honest with you, because there's always a level of selfishness. When it's done to the other person, yeah. You know, you want to know, but when it's you who's doing the nonsense, for you, it's like, what are you on about?
Well, yeah,
you know, but you're definitely right on that. But, you know, I was the more outgoing person. So I used to want to just do my own things with my friends, you know, but then I had to have a proper little sit down and a realization that I have to be held.
You're in a relationship.
I was in a relationship. Yeah. I was not just in a relationship. I was a married woman.
You were married.
You know, and it took me a while to realize, listen, Kim, you can't just do what you want to do no more. You have...
No, you still can.
You can, but
they are now
it's
a bit
different.
Yes.
You know, it's
you
different.
Have to do it
so when you're talking about what do you bring to the table, yes. I think at the end of the day, we need to have a level of adjustment when we come into a relationship.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you can't come into the relationship with the same old mindset that you had before. So then there needs to be a level of adjustment. There needs to be some form of maturity coming in.
Oh, yes.
You understand? These are things that you need to put on the table. Yeah. You know, I have to come in with a level of maturity. I have to bring some level of respect to that relationship. You understand? To respect myself and to also respect my spouse. You know what I mean? 100%. And it's like, what am I bringing to the relationship itself in terms of its fruitfulness? Right. Am I here to just get something out of this for me? Or am I here to build? Building us together, like, you know, we hustle together. If we are two hustlers, we cannot lose. I think I posted something like that on Facebook during the week. If you invest in your spouse, if I invest in my husband invests in me, we are two hustlers. There's no way we could lose.
But nobody need to worry.
You understand? We don't have to worry. So I need to make sure I'm coming with my hustle. My hustle is strong. You understand? And put in my relationship first, because another thing we tend to do as women, and I'm speaking from a Caribbean background because this is where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
Everybody will have their experiences, and I'm sure a lot of, like our African couples who are listening to, our African listeners who are listening to this, or listeners from everywhere else, may have different cultural, aspects when it comes to things like that. Sometimes we are too fast to, I don't know, it's the way we were brought up as well, I think. It's like we are too quick to always want to, to be in charge, it's like, hey, you can't tell me, and sometimes we just need to learn to chill, if you see what I mean. It's like we get too hype for no reason. The hype is for no reason. I always believe the hype is for no reason.
Okay,
so sometimes we need to come into it and just let it flow the way it's supposed to flow,
right.
instead of coming there. And sometimes you don't even want to give the other spouse an opportunity to talk. You want to shout. You want to raise your voice while your husband is talking, or you want to raise the tone of your voice while the other person is talking. Sometimes we need to learn to chill.
But I'm happy that you raised that. And what I wanted to say, I mean, this is a bit of a diversion from the subject as such, but it is very important and very relevant. What I wanted to say about that exact point is, we often, in every relationship, the people that people in a relationship, in every relationship, the people that we are not just the name that we carry and the person standing before as we stand before one another. Everyone comes into a relationship with some history, and I'll explain what I mean by that, why I'm saying to you it is very important and very relevant. You're in a relationship. A lot of us come from broken homes where there was only mommy, or there was mommy and daddy, and we witnessed certain abuses, certain unfairness, and certain level of injustification. Yeah, something was unjust. So when you a lot of people come into relationships and they say, when I grow up, no woman is going to treat me this way like how I saw my mother treating my father.
I know that.
Well, and we did a podcast on that a few weeks ago about when we would have would have experienced certain abuses and certain injustices. We say, a woman would say, no man would ever treat me this way, and some men would say, I saw this woman cheat on this guy, and she treated this guy. They had 7 children and 2 belonged to the guy, and the other 5 she gave him bun, as the Jamaican would say. She gave him horn. He had more horn than a whole herd of cattle. Right? What they're saying is, so we come into a relationship and people are walking in this relationship carrying the burdens of the experience of their uncle, their grandmother, their brother, their father, their sister, their cousin, their uncle, friends, and then the partner, their significant other, speak to them, and they are going to fight that person for the fight that their mother could not have fight their father, the fight that their father could not have fight their mother, the fight that somebody else could not have fight. So when you are dealing with someone and you realize there's some people, it doesn't matter what happened, they are very, as you say, like people just kick off for no reason. They just jump into one and they are ready to fight. It is because they are carrying what you call residual emotional baggage from someone else.
Wow, that's deep.
But that's what it is. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
It might sound technical, but it's very simple. Some experience that a friend had, or a relative had, or some kind of experience that would have touched your life, it would have had an impact on you. You now are going to deal with someone that you are with, even if that person have no idea what's happening with you and that matter. And they might just be doing something very innocently, or saying something innocently, and then you would overreact. You would make sure that they don't stand a chance of trying to abuse you in that way, when that might not be the case at all. But you're making sure you're protecting yourself from that. So your relationship could never move past a certain place, because there is also some people who come into relationships and they have a great level of insecurities
Oh yeah,
so they
people
won't allow
definitely
them.
come
Yeah.
with a lot of insecurity.
So they won't allow the relationship to go.
That is a very big deal because talking about what you bring to the table, I've heard a lot of people saying, "Oh, my man needs to be this kind of way. You know what? No man with so and so." Let's just break it down properly. I don't want to have no pitney who have five children.
No man who have
no man who have 5 children.
2 children, 4 children.
By different mothers.
Yeah.
Or the man he needs to be earning a certain salary. If you're not earning over 50,000 a year or over, I don't want. They have criteria. There's a long list of criteria.
What they bring to the table. That's what some women.
They have a long list. They want those things, but their baggage.
But they have 3-4 children by 3-4.
Yeah, but really and truly, when you look at what they are bringing to the table, they're not bringing anything to the table. Vice versa.
They're bringing a lot of talk to the table. A lot of talk.
And a lot of men are also like this. They're looking for a woman who can do A, B, C, and D. But then what are you bringing to the table? You're not bringing anything to the table, but they have very high expectations of what they expect from the other person. You must be a certain way. You understand? And I think it's very important for people to realize that everybody's coming into any relationship with baggage. Everybody, because I could be coming from a really bad relationship and I have so much unresolved issues from that past relationship. You understand? I have emotional scars that hasn't been healed properly. You understand? And then I'm coming into a fresh relationship. Some people move into things too fast as well because maybe they were looking for what do they call it? Is it a rebound where you just
probably were on the rebound?
Yeah, so you just meet someone because you just want to get over that relationship.
You just felt you were just wronged in that relationship.
But now you've landed in that particular relationship now, and it's been 3 years, and you're still there. You wasn't clear, and now you're asking yourself, "What the hell am I doing?" You understand? What am I doing here? Because you realize that is not benefiting you. What is this person doing for you? What are you doing for yourself? What is this person? Is this person benefiting your life in any shape or form? You understand?
Can I ask for clarification? So the point there, because this is the point I'm getting from that. I just want to make it a little bit more streamlined.
Okay.
Right. So in that is in saying that a relationship can actually heal you.
Some relationships can heal you.
I'm just saying because when you're talking about that, so a relationship can heal you as much as a relationship can break.
Oh my God, that is 100%.
So that's what we're saying.
That is 100%. Right. A relationship, maybe because at the end of the day, it's who you meet. It's who you meet. At the end of the day, like for instance. I think our viewers like the fact that me and you are very authentic. You understand? When I came from a really bad relationship with my ex, he had a big issue with alcoholism. You understand? I never suffered what people call domestic abuse or whatever. My ex was not that person. No. You know what I mean? But he had a serious problem with alcohol. And I thought alcohol was really damaging his life. It's like he couldn't see that it was destroying him.
That's what addiction does.
and that's addiction.
It blinds you.
It blinds you to the point whereby he couldn't understand that he was losing everything, because I was not prepared to stay in that place any longer, because it was then breaking me. You know what I mean? Yep. Because the plans that I had for and I'm using the word our future, it looked like that person had already signed off. Yeah. You see what I mean? So we were not on the same page anymore.
Very sad.
That person.
Very
so
sad.
I was in a relationship. That person was gone.
Yeah, you were by yourself.
I was by myself. That person was gone. That person used to just drop in and out and come with their alcoholic problems. You understand? But I then had to do what was right for me. You understand? And a lot of people tend to say, okay, I will stay with somebody because we have kids. This is one thing I personally, from my personal opinion, would never do. You understand? Because at the end of the day, I didn't want to remain in that situation because I badly needed a father for my children, because my children were seeing what their dad was becoming, and that was not healthy for them.
Right.
So when we're talking about healing, you understand? Me coming into a new relationship with you, you understand?
Right.
You're not an alcoholic. It's like I found somebody who doesn't like to go raving. You're not a party goer. Maybe you did those things before, but when I met you now, your life had you've done a complete 360, because I'm sure people who have been with you before would not have the same experience that I am having with you right now, because the Odingo I found now is not the Odingo that was like somebody 20 years ago would say, yeah, Kim, that's a different Odingo. But I met an Odingo who done a 360. So I met Odingo who doesn't drink, who doesn't like a large crowd, who has now become an introvert, a family man. And then to some degree, that was healing for me.
Yeah, okay.
Because at the end of the day, I didn't have to deal with the drama of my past.
Yeah.
And I was like, for me, that was so refreshing that I can actually come and find somebody, I don't have to say, oh my God, he's drunk, he's pissed himself, or we're having all these issues. It was just so refreshing that I could be with somebody who was just completely different, who's not telling me, tonight I'm going out with the boys, I'm getting drunk. You were just a homebody. You're still a homebody.
So what you're saying?
So basically, you
struck it lucky.
I struck it lucky,
yeah.
because you kind of healed me.
I healed you.
You did.
Amen. Hallelujah. Yeah.
You did.
Yes.
So some relationships can.
I'm
bring
happy.
You,
I'm very touched and happy.
You're not the only one. I'm happy too,
Yeah,
because at the end of the day, it's worked.
Be that way.
It's worked for both of us, and I
Yes.
think that's the reason why we are who we are in
And
our
vice versa.
relationship as
Definitely.
well.
Yeah.
People look at me and you and they go, you guys are always happy, you're like the cutest little couple. It's just that right now it works. That works for us, because we've been in situations, and coming together we found peace.
Yep, 100%.
You know what I mean?
100%.
So sometimes something can actually heal you. And going back to the conversation about what do you bring to the table, that is what you bring to the table for me, because you bring peace to my home,
Stability.
you bring stability to my home, you bring consistency to my home. You do not give me a headache. I don't have to worry about, is he going down the road, is he whatever, because I don't have to deal with any of those things. Are my children safe in his care? Is he selfish? I don't have to worry about those things, because at the end of the day, you are secure.
Yeah.
So you have to, it's about finding your right person.
The other half.
And you have to look,
you
have to also look into yourself as well.
And see who you are. What are you bringing?
Because I also have to come correct.
Oh, yes.
Because I can't expect all those things from you, but yet still I'm still doing whatever I want to do. So because you've proved that to me, that has always made me to come extra correct. You see what I mean?
That corrected you when in areas where you were not correct.
Yeah, because I know I have something good at home.
Yeah, of course.
And I don't want to mess that up. So at the end of the day,
and that was the same for me as well. I don't mean to cut you, but I don't mean to cut you off, but that was me as well. What I got from you, and that's the reason why I was saying I was inspired, I was touched, and I felt I really needed to speak about what do you bring to the table, because when we were friends before we started to get into a relationship, and I was in a relationship and my marriage broke down and everything like that. But it's like when we got together and we started to being friends with someone is one thing. Being in a relationship with them is a
different
totally different scenario.
And another
I was
point.
able to grow from the life that we started to share as a relationship, as a couple. Things started to change, and I started to look at it, and I said, this week I was saying, what do people bring to a relationship? It's not about the money because yes, they have to bring you have to have an economic input.
Of course, definitely.
But you have to look at what is this person bringing to the table is to my life.
Yeah, to your, exactly.
We say, what do you bring to the table? What are you bringing in my life?
Yeah.
That's really what we are talking about.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
What are you bringing to someone else's life?
Yeah.
What is that person bringing into your life? You were going to make a point.
I was gonna say, like you saying, being friends is one thing, but living to, like when you get into a relationship is something else. And I wanted to even elaborate on that and say there's also this thing where we tend to have, you see, this long distance relationship where just people are on a relationship, they're in a relationship over the phone, like video calls, one person live in one country,
living abroad,
the other person live abroad, and then that seems to work online. But when the two of you then come together, it's a different situation.
It will be sweet for a very short time.
Yeah, but living together and being and having this long-term thing over the phone is two different things.
It's very
altogether.
challenging. It's not impossible. It's very challenging.
Because over the phone, somebody can tell you so much nonsense. Yeah. It's like I can pretend to be whoever I want you to think. Whoever you want me to be, I could be that person. Yeah. But now that we are living together, man and woman in house, now you realize
you see who I am now.
You really see who I am, and the true person comes out. So I think we just have to be mindful and be careful. But at the end of the day, just going back to what you bring to the table, it's been it's knowing that you bring in peace. Because I know a lot of couples, a lot of men, I'm sure you could relate to that. You hear a lot of fellas talking about, boy, listen, my house is mad at the moment. My head is hot at the moment because, boy, me and the wife just had this big argument. Me and this woman are always fighting, always arguing. Some people do not know. Some women do not know when to just let it go. You understand? You have this thing, and this is for real. This is real talk right now to whoever is listening to this, who could, just take some advice from this, because at the end of the day, our aim is to help you grow your relationship. Listen, when you make your point, you don't have to make your point over and over and over and over and over to the point whereby you are following somebody from the kitchen to the bathroom to the toilet to the garden to the front. At the end of the day, some people, you make a point and you let it go. You say what you have to say and you let it go. Don't be that wife or don't be that husband who has to chat all day, and it's like just carrying on and on and on. And this thing about following you from one room to the other, this is that's not listen, nice. Them things not right. These things, there's no way that is fruitful at all. And you hear those things when people are talking to their friends. Listen, I had to leave my house, man. Yeah, because this house, listen, every time I come into this house, it's a headache. Me and this woman can't have two peace. We can't have it's like 3 days we good. The rest of the week, it's like just, the rest of the week is a disaster. 7 days a week. And out of that 7, we have 2 good days. The rest is a total disaster.
It's
so it's about what do you want in that relationship? Is that relationship actually working for you? What are you getting out of it if that's all you do? You understand? Learn to do things differently. Because at the end of the day, making a point doesn't have to turn into following someone all over the place, or shouting at the top of your voice, or arguing in front of your kids, or bringing the families involved, because we get that as well. You have the argument has gone in a different direction. Now you have mommy on the phone, sister on the phone, friend on the phone, so on the phone, and you can't believe he did so and so to me. And now instead of you two arguing, there's a third. There are other parties involved. You understand what I mean? Yeah. So what are you bringing to the table? Try to bring in, that love, that stability, that peacefulness into your home, because this is what people are trying to, that's what we are trying to create, basically. That's the bottom line. We want a loving environment, full stop. You know what I mean? So I think in terms of, it's not just about money and and how much you earn and stuff like that, or what car you drive, or how good you are in bed. It's about other things like stability and that peacefulness and that stillness in the home, so you could make your home a home. So sometimes you have to look inside yourself, deep inside yourself, and change your ways or change your attitude. Yeah, you want to say something before we close this?
Yes. No, it's just really And going back to the point that I started,
Yeah.
because we're rounding up. So
We're rounding up, yeah.
when you're looking at self-assessment,
Mm-hmm.
we really have to take a hard look at ourselves, and we look at if there is issues or if there are problems in our relationship. Even if you are married,
Yeah.
you have to look at yourself.
Look at
You have to
yourself,
look at yourself.
yeah.
You have to always and consistently be looking at.
Can I do better? Can I be better?
Yeah,
There's always
but there's
room
problems
for
in your
improvement.
relationship,
Yeah.
or things start to get a bit stale. You have to reflect and look
Yeah.
at yourself. What can I do?
Oh, yeah.
What am
Yeah.
I doing?
Yeah.
What have I done?
Yeah.
There are problems, things are not going the way that it should go. Sometimes it's not just the other person. And sometimes we look at what is happening and we would say, oh, I know what's happening here. This person is doing this person is doing that, this person is being this way. When really what's happening is this person is reacting to you.
Wow.
You are the actual cause of this problem.
Wow.
And your spouse, your boyfriend, your girlfriend,
Is
your significant
reacting
other
to you.
is actually reacting to you because
Yeah.
they are fed up.
My
They've had
goodness,
enough.
They've had enough, yeah.
But
Yeah.
they just don't want to leave, and you still can't see. In a relationship, when I say what do you bring to the table, and I also say about reflecting,
Mm-hmm.
always look at a relationship as something that is going to be productive, that can be productive.
Yeah.
But take responsibility. That's the bottom line. You always have to take responsibility for yourself and for your relationship. If things are not working, look at it from every single angle. Be honest, be fair. Don't just believe that you are the victim, you've been attacked. Why me?
Yeah.
No. That's not the only view. That's not always the situation. It's worth taking a look at it, reflecting and considering, what can I do? What have I done? What am I not doing?
Yeah.
You see? So there we go.
Ask yourself those hard questions
Yeah,
from time
yeah.
to time, and you call that self-reflection.
Self-assessment.
Self-assessment.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We definitely need some
Yeah.
self-assessment from
Yeah.
time to
And
time. Well, thank you so
reflecting.
much, baby. Thank you, guys. I think we've come to the end of this segment. This was really interesting. I think this is the longest podcast.
Thank you very
we've
much.
done so
Have a
far.
wonderful week.
Have a lovely weekend, and we'll see you next Sunday. Thank you
Thank
so
you very
much.
much. Bye-bye.